Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the final day of World Team League 2023 Summer Codes round number 6. I'm, of course, your host, Light VIP, and with me, joined by the thumb man himself, it is the AsherBro.
Hello, hello. What he's playing? He's playing. Who's the first set? Light.
Onsyde versus Berserker.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, I can see that now. I can see Maru. I know everything I need to know.
Yes, we're going to be getting into Onsyde Gaming versus Berserker eSports, which is going to be an interesting one because of our first matchup. You can see it here before your very eyes. Oh, it's amazing. It's beautiful. The duck himself has arrived. Our namesake, Crank, the CranKy Ducklings, is going to be playing up first. Oh.
Yeah, Ryung's not even busy. Crank just says, I'm better than you. Put me in. Oh. Wait, they gave him fours.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I mean,
brutal.
I would expect something like this if they fielded Roddy, for example, for Team Basilisk, but
yeah, okay. Yeah. That's a fair point.
For those who don't know, Crank is a caster. He's an ex-pro gamer. Back in the day, back in Heart of the Swarm, he was on Slayers. He was on eventually Axiom as well. He was the team captain for Axiom eSports, and he competed at the high level play, of course, and that is where we were born. You know, that's where myself, Yaku, Steel Mold, Kura, we all met in Crank's Twitch channel because he used to stream in English. He used to ladder in English as well. That was one of the big things that would stand out about him. And of course, his mascot was a duck, and that is where we came from. That is why we are the CranKy Ducklings. A lot of people tune in and they're like, "Yo, why is the duck not angry? Why is it not cranky?" It's like, well, mate, because Crank wasn't cranky, you know. It's beautiful.
Yeah, fair point. He is. Yeah, I don't think he plays that much anymore. If I'm not mistaken. I had saw him on the ladder for the first time ever, like a couple weeks ago. But either way, here he is in the bottom left-hand corner of the map for Onsyde. This is Crank. And
spawning in the top right-hand corner for Berserker eSports, it is BattleB. Oh boy, and of course, Crank. Oh, let's go. It's Onsyde jersey and everything. Of course, Crank, ever since retiring from being a pro gamer, he's basically maybe the pig or the wardy of the Korean scene, where he is the community caster. He casts everything that he can in Korean. He's a massive streamer nowadays, does events other than just casting StarCraft as well, and has really, you know, made a career for himself, which is really cool to see. And he's also, of course, the you know, a part of Onsyde Gaming, a part of the foundation of Onsyde. And for whatever reason, Ryung couldn't play today, or wouldn't play today, and Crank has stepped in instead.
Yeah, I mean, Ryung might have set this up for all that we know.
Oh yeah. Crank tweeted a couple of days ago, and he's like, "It's all your fault," and it was a picture of Ryung and Oli and I think Maru as well. So. Yeah, Crank, he's competing for the first time in years, in many years at the pro level, but we'll see if his skills are up to the task. You mentioned it yourself, he has been laddering a little bit recently, but is he ready to go up against BattleB? That's the thing, as, oh, the spray. Wow. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I like it. He is taking the fight to Crank here. Going to be forcing the unnatural with that eBay block, and then going for his own CC on the high ground, which is very conservative here, but just playing it safe as he is considering himself the favored player here. He might even throw down a bunker here, actually.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah, there we go. The bunker is going to be thrown down. We have it. 2 Reapers on the way as they are being produced 2 at a time. So Crank not having the easiest time here at the start of the game. He hasn't been able to confirm this, but now with his rallying probes, he should be able to get eyes on this. But can he stop the bunker from completing? That I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. The bunker's placed in a very good location there, so there's a lot of potential to bounce that into the gaps.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Depth is going to get here just in time, and oh my god, the bunker will barely not finish with less than a second to spare, so thankfully Crank will not have to deal too much with that. We have a shield battery on the way as well that should finish up in a couple of seconds, but there are still 2 Reapers going across the map behind this. Looks like BattleB is throwing down 2 more Raxes.
Yeah, so going to be going for 3 racks off the back of this. Pretty standard way to play off of an eBay block. Usually we're going to be seeing either a 3 racks or a reactor Hellion build. And Crank himself going for pretty standard response as well, going for Stargate. I think because your bases are split up, Phoenix just make it a little bit easier to defend.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And we'll see if he can keep up here with the play of his opponents. I mean, as you were saying, this is kind of ideal, I think, for BattleB, right? Like, you want to be going 3x against a Stargate opener. Phoenixes aren't going to have the best time dealing with the mass amount of Marines coming across the map. And already these Reapers are wreaking quite a bit of havoc.
Yeah, great control coming out from BattleB. Really just flexing a little bit of a skill advantage over his opponent here, forcing the Adepts this way and that way, and always going to get back in the main as well. There is an Adept waiting for him, so he shouldn't be able to get too much more done, but he gets the full scout. He sees the Phoenix in production as well, so he can pretty much just make pure Marines from here.
Yeah, exactly. As of here, we have Marines on the way. We have a couple of Marauders on the way as well. Oh my god, is it going to escape?
Insane bounce, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, the Reaper is going to be able to escape in the end somehow, some way. Meanwhile, we do have Phoenixes out on the map, and with that, Crank will ideally, most likely, going to be scouting and trying to figure out what's going on. I believe he hasn't scouted the main yet. Oh.
Yeah, not quite yet, and there's not really much time. Now that he sees it, it is at his doorstep. Everything coming across, very crisp timing coming out from BattleB here.
Yeah, exactly. Quite a large army on the way. We do have a shield battery. We do have an overcharge as well. An Immortal is on the way. Is it going to come out in time? We have an Oracle as well. But before that can even be thought to be produced, we have only a handful of gateway units to defend against this push.
Yeah, that's right. The push is right here. We have that Immortal still a long way off. No splash damage to speak of either. BattleB being very conservative as well with his units. I was going to say he's holding his stim very well, but he hasn't actually finished it yet. And there we go. It does kick in now. So we do have the first stim, and he should just be able to blast everything down here, basically.
Oh, he should be able to. The overcharge is popped, and with that, it should be running out in a couple of seconds as well. Crank trying to kite his heart out here with his 2 units, with 1 Immortal and 1 Stalker, but the Marines, they just dive into the middle line. They get even more probes.
Yeah, that battery's still got a little bit of juice on it, but no, it is out of juice now. The Immortal goes down, the Stalker goes down, the Phoenix goes down as well, and this is just getting so much damage here for BattleB. Looks like he's going to get that second Immortal as well.
Oh, yeah, the second Immortal goes down. The boys are being pulled, and it looks like BattleB is running out of steam, but he was able to do quite a bit of damage. He reset the army, he killed all the Phoenixes, he killed 2 Immortals, and the reinforcements, they just come in from across the map as well.
Yeah, I think 2 Immortals on its own would have been almost enough damage here, but there is just nothing to deal with the reinforcements. This Immortal probably not going to be getting out here as those last couple of pylons go down, and with that, Crank's chances. GG is called.
GG, well played. A pretty straight up game there from BattleB. Nothing too fancy. He was able to kind of set his opponent up for failure by forcing the unnatural natural, leading into that 3x, forcing the Stargate play as well. And Crank didn't realize what was happening until it was a little bit too late, until we saw the army was already knocking down his front door.
Yo, and we got the Maru water bottle. BattleB knows what he's now.
He knows what he needs to do to win this TVP. He's got the bottle coming out, but we have our next map. It is going to be Neo Humanity. We have the map of choice here for Crank, and Crank may, he may not be in form. He may be rusty. He may not have laddered at a competitive level for many, many years, but he casts a lot of StarCraft. He knows a lot of StarCraft. He has that residual skill within him, and I believe in the Team GP maneuver, Papi. Oh.
Yeah, and I mean, interestingly, he's going to be picking Neo Humanity for the second map, so he might have something a bit more defensive in mind, possibly Phoenix Colossus, just trying to hunker down, even go early into a Skytoss transition. I think that's going to be his best chance here.
Yeah, I think that would be a good strategy overall to survive the early to mid game, to get into a more kind of stable place where he can maybe kind of get back into his old form. I would appreciate that. I don't know if he's necessarily going to go for anything too cheesy. He was never really the cheesiest of players, even back in his prime. He was kind of the player to follow the meta, to be a little bit more stock standard in his play.
Yeah, I got that impression as well. So I think if we are going to do anything weird, it's probably going to be more on that, three base carrier sort of thing rather than some kind of all in or a charge all in or something like that. I don't think Neo Humanity is necessarily the best map for all ins either. I think if he wanted to go for a blink all in, he probably would have chosen something like Dragon Scales, but whatever he goes for, it's going to be a tough ask. BattleB is a really good player. He's probably the next best Terran in Europe after, say, Spirit.
Oh, big words. But now that I think about it, I don't really know that many Terrans in Europe. I was like, that's a pretty big leap. But at the same time, you throw mods kind of stepped away as well. That would make sense. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity for Onsyde Gaming, it is Crank.
And in the top left-hand corner of the map for Berserker eSports, this is BattleB.
Boy, here we go. And again, nothing too crazy in game one, like some soul play out of BattleB. But here in game two, I believe in the comeback. The one thing, though, that worries me, that hoodie, that jacket of Crank has a hood. It's not up.
Yeah, he doesn't know the power. I mean, I don't think Protosses need that kind of power. They can just enjoy their lives, honestly.
Protoss don't know what it means to smudge, Bappy. They don't understand. They only smudge when Winter Mines come in, but that's the only time. That's the only time that they can be upset. Oh.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Looks like BattleB this time around going to be going for a bit more of a standard opener. Just going for the Rax expand. Looks like he's, I believe he's skipped his scout as well.
Yeah, I believe there was no SCV scout here from BattleB, so it's just going to be chilling back at home. Probe does show up just to be a little bit annoying. It does confirm the Rax expand setup here from his opponent, and Crank can be a little bit annoying here, can try and, just be a little bit pesky, even confirms that reactor first even.
Yeah, okay, so that means he will be able to just cause a lot of delay for any potential CC going down. BattleB is probably going to get that on the high ground, and yeah, there we go. He does get it on the high ground. As for Crank, looks like everything pretty standard so far. I didn't quite catch if you went for a Nexus before Core, but either is fine on this map.
Yeah, it looks like a Core before Nexus based on the progression of the buildings, but regardless, pretty solid opener here from Crank. Nothing too crazy. Once again, BattleB going to be going for the reactor first, going to be going for the double Reaper, just like that previous game.
Yeah, interesting opener. I think considering how well he did with the Reaper Micro, I don't mind that at all. It seems like he does have a bit of an edge there, and he is going to be going for the bunker once again. How good is the RNG going to be? Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, and one of those probes was not attacking, but it looks like the SCV is going to go down, or it is going to be chased away by the Adept and will be hunted down.
Yeah, it was close, but not quite. So that bunker not going to be getting up once again. But BattleB is doing the same thing. Going to be going for a 3x once again. Feels like he's doing... It's kind of just skill checking Crank, honestly.
Yeah, he's going to be going for the same build once again. Crank likewise going to be going for a Stargate opener, I imagine, into those Phoenixes. But we'll see if he can have a bit of a better time here. Now that we don't have the unnatural natural, you could argue that Crank maybe will have a bit of an easier time defending.
And BattleB is getting sweaty with it, going for the Reapers on the Adepts there. They do very, very slightly outrange them, but the micro is really tricky.
Oh, yes. Once again, we just see a couple more pot shots on those Adepts as well. We do get the cancel on that bunker. Ooh, and the first Phoenix is on the way. And Crank, hopefully this time, is able to get a better idea of what he's playing against and scout a little bit earlier than last time.
Yeah, I think he should be looking to send that first Phoenix straight across the map, get eyes on what's coming. BattleB, once again, just going to be going for a pretty early 3 racks. This time committing more to the Marines. He made some early Marauders last time, but now that he's seen how Crank is playing, he's seen the 3 Adepts, so he knows it's probably going to be Stargate. I think we're just going to be seeing Marines coming out.
Yeah, it should just be those Marines, unlike the previous game where we had a kind of a mixture of Marauders coming in as well. Meanwhile, as we were talking about, that first Phoenix does get across the map, does confirm all 3 of those Raxes, and now Crank is fully aware of what's going on.
Yeah, so Celestial Battery going to be going down, and BattleB still sharking around with these Reapers, trying to find any damage. We do, of course, have that natural, the main wall off, that Reaper jump with just 1 gateway, so they can't get too much done.
Yeah. That's the balance, Bobby. Should be a pylon wall, to be honest. As we do see BattleB just going to be sharking around the bases here with his Reapers just looking for a way in. We do have a Bay on the way as well for Crank, so off of 2 bases going to be getting into that Colossus production. And the game, or at least the game should be progressing a little bit longer this time.
Interesting as well. BattleB's gone for +1 before his factory, so there's a bit of an old school way to do the 3 racks. I've seen Beyond playing around with this occasionally as well, but it's not the most popular version. It does mean that the first set of medevacs hits way harder though.
I believe he's pulling the boys. We have a we have a massive wave of SCVs rushing across the map here. Going to try and catch Crank, maybe being a little bit too greedy. He does have the force with he does have the sentry, but he activates the Guardian Shield.
All right, so we're going to take the battery out first. There goes the battery. There goes all of the units. The SCV pool is strong. There's really not even that much for them to do. They're just kind of soaking up the probes, and yep, this might just be over just like that.
It may be over. I mean, we just see that Immortal kiting back. It's hard outs right now. The Marines are running out as well. A lot of SCs are going to be going down, but even more probes have fallen. Oh my god.
Yeah, the last 2 Stalkers going to be taken out, and this Immortal just being shepherded back into those Marines. Really nice focus fire coming out from Crank to make sure that he kills the Marines first, but with more Marines coming across the map, he is not going to be able to keep this Immortal alive.
The Immortal goes down. Colossi does survive, but yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that it was only 9 SCVs that were pulled in the end, not even that many. So as a result, BattleB is able to keep an economic lead, was able to deal more than enough damage.
Yeah, it's very cool. I actually really like that. Just a mini SCV pool. I think you're going to be pretty sad if somehow a Colossus or something like that's out even earlier, but he just hit so crisply with it and got so much damage. So BattleB just hugely in the lead now.
Oh, exactly. And I mean, Crank did survive, of course. He has that 1 Colossi, but BattleB is looking to hit once again. +1 has kicked in, as you mentioned. It was prioritized over that factory. I believe the Phoenix count was reset as well, and BattleB is looking for Wave 2.
Yeah, Wave 2 coming on in here, and it's going to depend a lot on how many Marauders there are. Crank, unfortunately, hasn't rebuilt his shield battery.
Yeah, no shield battery, no overcharge. The army was spotted by a probe that was poised to take another base. So Crank is at least aware of an army sharking around the map, but still no shield batteries thrown down. So he's looking a little bit vulnerable here as he does try to set up for that expand.
Yeah, that's right. But so far, just incredibly aggressive play coming out from BattleB.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Crank just scouting across the map, getting eyes on the 3rd base of BattleB on location as well, so he knows that there's no 2-base all incoming. But, oh god, BattleB is not slowing down. He does have a double jump head towards the main base of Crank.
Yeah, okay, so he's kind of abusing the lack of mobility of this army. Colossus army is very difficult for them to jump back and forth between these bases, and it's also a big drawback of this gateway wall is your Colossus can't walk from the main down to the 3rd.
Oh, yeah, exactly. They have to go the long way around instead. Already 8 probes are going to be going down. We're going to be focusing on the Nexus as well. And the Nexus is going to fall.
Oh, yeah, that is going to be going down. And that is just disastrous for Crank. If he wasn't behind before, he is so far behind now. And wow, BattleB is just being so incredibly aggressive. It takes his next 2 medevacs straight across the map with that tank on board. And I think this is just about it for Crank.
Yeah, I mean, with the death of that 3rd, with the death of that main base, like, how do we come back from this position? Sure, we've got a couple of Colossi, but even if we survive this push, we can't really push out across the map. We can't go for a counter all in. It's going to be nigh impossible.
Yeah, absolutely. As the unit's being distracted a little bit here, we have that main trying to come back up, but I think at this point, Crank's just kind of enjoying his time, relishing the opportunity to compete again, and just, you know, hanging out with BattleB.
He's gonna make Ryung pay for dinner. He's gonna. Ryung's like, but Papi, I was playing in TLMs in mate. Yo, you gotta make it up to me, mate. Shake my head, shake my head. As Crank is struggling to survive here on these 2 bases, we do see again he's able to hold on a little bit longer. He does still have those Colossi remaining from earlier on, but the macro from BattleB has been insane.
Yeah, BattleB is just playing an extremely clean game. He hasn't really been challenged too much, but he has been putting on some insane pressure at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're getting into disruptors, and disruptors are the great equalizer. Don't get me wrong, you know, we can make up for a supply deficit with enough disruptors, but this is a pretty big deficit. We need a new word for this one. As BattleB has basically double the supply here of Crank.
Yeah, there is a word for this. It's copium.
Oh. Saying Crank is a Terran player in disguise. Oh.
No, this is a level of cope that only someone who has access to disruptors can have.
Oh, let's go.
Because when you have disruptors, it's not actually cope.
It's true. It's
hope.
Oh,
this is hopium.
The hopium has arrived, Papi. Let's go. We don't need no hoods where we're going. We're hoping, Papi. As here we go. The army sleeping on forward. Third base is going to be going down. We do force the cancel. Shield battery does finish up in time.
I love this as well. BattleB throwing down 2 CCs behind this, so he is not content to just be a little bit ahead. He wants there to be absolutely no question of who's going to win this game.
Exactly. He wants to make sure he doesn't throw away his lead, that is able to maintain his at least economic advantage as well. Even if Novas do connect, he's going to be able to rebuild. Speaking of, we are making 2 disruptors at a time here for Crank, so he's going to have quite a number of disruptors. Is there a way? If he gets the most perfect Novas, he'll survive. At least survive.
Yeah, I mean, he can have some fun. I'll say that. I don't really see a world in which he makes this game even closer, but he can definitely have some fun here.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see here as BattleB is just going to be macroing up back at home, is looking to maybe even max out and hit with 2-2, so not going to be moving out for a little bit of time. Crank is going to have the opportunity to set himself up here at his third base, throw down some shield battery, his tech up as well, get into his upgrades, get into even more disruptors. Can he survive the 2-2 timing? Maybe. Yeah, hope you.
I mean, BattleB is just blasting his way through this game. Really beautiful progression, setting out his base pretty much as however he likes. He's just getting to do whatever he wants here, and he's very comfortable in this game right now.
Yeah, very comfortable indeed. I mean, there's nothing stopping him from expanding, from chilling, from doing down his upgrades, from taking up. We have Ghosts on the way as well for those EMPs. Our first couple of Novas are going to be connecting. Oh, a couple of Marines. So we're getting value. We are getting some value at least. And at least BattleB is able to confirm the composition that he's going to be up against.
Yeah, BattleB is aware of the disruptors now. His tank line is long and is strong. We have 5 bases. We have a 6th base going up on location. Even more CCs. This kind of just looks like Hero Marine smurfing, just throwing down all the CCs, getting all of the orbitals, and you pretty much, I mean, you can make the most ridiculously huge army once you have enough CCs.
Does Hero Marine get disrupted? Is that a thing? Oh no! No! Okay.
Maybe.
As you see, the disruptor's a little bit isolated there, but no, it looks like BattleB, he doesn't stim on top of them. He's looking for the Colossi. Instead, he does connect with the EMP.
Yeah, good AMP. His first Colossus is going to be going down. We have a couple more of those disruptors coming out, but we are almost out of Novas here. I think BattleB should be confident enough to start moving forward and sniping those down. That's exactly what he's going to be doing. Forces out the overcharge as well. Some beautiful micro with the Vikings. Just so clean so far.
Yeah. Exactly. Colossi goes down. 3 disruptors get sniped as well. Not the connections that we were hoping for here from Crank. He had potential, definitely, but alas, no big connections.
Yes.
We'll have to try his luck.
Crank's disruptors killed a Marine and a Zealot.
I think they killed 3 Zealots.
Amazing.
Aye. Oh god. As behind this, we have the answer to disruptors. Liberators are on the way, and we have 3 starports as well. And if there was any question that BattleB will take this, yeah, it would be that starport production.
3 starports. What's he even planning to do? I mean, I guess he could go into BCs from here. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Why not?
yeah, he's going to BC. Yeah.
Yamato is on the way. Tech labs are being produced as we speak, so BattleB is going to be looking to go into those BCs, which again will be perfect against what Crank has. Crank is transitioning as a Skytoss as we speak as well, but the question is, can he live that long? I mean, BattleB, he's not really committing to any kind of major push, so Crank has the opportunity to, to build up an army.
Yeah, BattleB is being very patient, but he's not really, I wouldn't really say he's letting Crank back into this game. He's got, I think, around 10 CCs at this point, so that's a lot of potential for orbitals. He can start to get rid of those mineral SCVs and replacing those with mules. It's a really strong advantage you get in the Terran late game. And from here, I mean, a BC army is pretty much the best army that you can get in a TVP late game.
Yeah, exactly. It is the late game composition here for Terran. We do see him stim past the army into the natural base. The Robos are exposed, and the Robos will go down. No, Crank. Crank taking his hands off the keyboard there for a moment as well, recognizing obviously the situation that he's in, but he's going to be playing this out. He's got a fleet beacon on the way. You know, he is looking for that Skytoss transition.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate that BattleB is already a step ahead in that regard there. And yep, already starting to kill off his SCVs, so we can see he's happy with his amount of orbitals. He is going to start filling out that army, getting rid of some of that bio as well as those SCVs, just to free up supply.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he has enough CCs at this point where SCVs aren't really that important. He's going to be able to mule instead, which means he can have a super maxed army as he's getting into that triple BC production. Crank getting into his carrier production at the same time.
Yeah, this is kind of just a masterclass from BattleB about how to get ahead as Terran without necessarily pushing. It is, yeah, something that we don't actually see that often, but this is just a clinical finish, really.
Yeah, like BCs in TVP, we don't really get to this stage of the game typically. The game typically ends before that happens.
Normally the game's too back and forth. To the point that if you went BCs, you would just die in transition.
Yeah.
So if you could normally be far enough ahead to get away with it, you'd probably see it a lot more because it's really strong.
Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of what we're seeing here from BattleB. He takes a couple of nerves to the face, but nothing too major here. As we two-pan away from that shot, that was a kill, not a cancel on that Nexus of Crank as well. And yeah, unfortunately, as he's getting into carriers, he hasn't scouted the BC transition. He doesn't know what's coming, and carriers aren't going to do the best against said battle cruisers.
No. With the proper upgrades, BC's pretty much just eat up carriers, mostly because of Yamato. You can just walk in, Yamato down a few, TP out, and that's just infinite value pretty much. And even if he doesn't want to go for that, he can go for run-bys with it as well. It's just, you have a lot of options though.
Yeah, speaking of, there we go. The BCs are on the move. We have 4 BCs being sent out at a time. The carriers have also been scouted and confirmed. Shout out to the classic carrier skin, as we don't really get to see that too often either.
I like it. It's one of the better classic skins.
Yeah, it looks nice. I appreciate it. No, if anything, that's what we got out of Crank here, okay? We got the classic skins. Let's go.
I mean, BattleB is letting him play StarCraft.
Yeah, true! Actually,
he doesn't know that he's not letting him play StarCraft.
He's tricking him.
It's like when you give your brother the controller when you're playing games. And it's not plugged in, but like...
Did like everyone do that? How is that something that everyone knows? Is that...
well, I don't have a brother, and I wouldn't have done that for my sister. But yeah, I feel like it is ubiquitous.
Yeah, it's crazy. We did that with our
Marauder is dramatic.
We did that with our little cousin. We were playing on the Super Nintendo back in the early 2000s or late 90s. No,
I think someone did that to me once. Sure, I went over to some family friends and I was like, yeah, I'm owning. I don't even know how to play this game, but I'm so good at it. Playing like Smash Brothers Melee or something. I remember sometimes you would go to the store and they would have like Street Fighter or something on a TV just as a demo, and it would just play automatically, but you wouldn't really know when you were younger. So you'd pick up the controller and you're like not sure if you're playing or not.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure I've done that before.
Yeah, like go into JB Hi-Fi and you think you're playing FIFA, but it's just like the AI is doing something very vaguely similar to what you wanted to do.
Or it'd be going into an arcade and you have Street Fighter there and you start playing, but you don't realize that you need money.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to put in some tokens, and it's just a trailer playing, and you know what? You're having a good time. That's what matters, you know?
Yeah, as long as you're having fun. I mean,
yeah,
no one's got to stop you. It's not illegal.
True. As here we go, we have Crank gonna be rotating over towards the left-hand side of the map. He's got his carriers, he's got his Colossi. He has scattered those BCs. He's fully aware of them. But again, I don't really know what the plan is here to try and hunt them down. I feel like, am I crazy? It would be Tempest in this situation? Question mark. Would they be more ideal against BC or?
Tempests are weird because they are good, but there comes a time where you have enough BCs that you can just teleport on top of them and you win the fight. So while they're good in the short term, they don't really... They give you like an anti-win condition. It's kind of weird.
What would we need?
I don't know. I think it's just dead.
Okay, mate, this is the invincible army, puppy. It's over.
Actually, unironically, like if you max out just on 3/3 BCs, I don't think there's a pro assignment that's meant to beat that.
Yeah, back in the day, you could, of course, if you remember. Back in the day, they used to have energy.
Control it.
No. Feedbacks. Yeah. They used to be able to shut them down because Yamatos will take energy, but they've turned them into cooldown abilities instead. So there is no answer for that. As oh my god, that mineral line just died immediately.
Yeah, the mineral line evaporates. The next is going to be going down pretty quickly as well, as we just have this Viking escort taking these BCs around, and the BCs just ransacking the bases of Crank.
Yeah, you know, we're just having a bit of a cruise here on the other side of Neo Humanity. A couple of Yamatos are going to be going off as well. The carriers are at least going to be forcing this back, but we have taken down 2 bases as well as 31 SCV, 31 probes, and even more probes go down as they get rallied in.
Yeah, I see a few people in the chat saying this might be a bit BM. It's not BM. BattleB is just going for the most sure win. Like, these are important games for someone like Berserker, like they're a team that needs their wins as well. I think he's just going for the most sure way to win. And this is, like, you can't get hit by one disruptor and lose a game if you do this.
Yeah,
it's just
like
a guaranteed win.
This is like the kind of win condition here for Terran. Like,
yeah, it's the safest way to play this out.
Yeah, for sure. It's like you could argue like, oh, you could have like aped in earlier with like his bio and tried to like stim down the disruptors, but like as you're saying, it is kind of a riskier thing to do. SV sent across the map. Here we go. The big fight is going on as well as the BCs just teleport away.
Yeah, the Yamatos go down, TP out of there. A lot of Vikings going to be going down as well. Crank has a really nice army with these carriers, but that's all he's got. And BattleB can just keep going for these hidden run tactics.
Yeah, exactly. Because of that teleport on the BCs, they can just Yamato and TP away and not really lose too much of anything. Would you have the Marauder hit squad slipping in towards the natural base as well, just taking it down to even more workers, just crippling the economy of Crank and forcing him to turn back around.
Yeah, I will say as well, this is the European StarCraft in BattleB. This is the most correct way to play this out. Like, this is the most perfect way you could play the situation that he put himself in. It's just a little bit boring.
It's one of those things where now that you say it, you know, if other people were in this position, like Ryung or like a Korean or something, or even
just
an
kill
player,
them,
yeah. But you know.
But this is more correct.
This is how BattleB has been born and raised, you know? Like, this is he's a product of his environment. What can you do?
It's like in chess where you have 2 good moves and one of them is still winning, but you call it inaccurate because it's not the most winning move.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, fun facts.
The only thing I know about chess is you got the
knife moves in an L. Do you know that one?
It's true. If they mess up, it's a blunder. I say that every now and then in StarCraft just because of chess street. Yeah.
I say that when I play against Chappie a lot.
Let's go. Chappie plays chess?
Yeah. I mean, we both just play it very casually.
Yeah, fair enough.
He plays chess like he plays StarCraft. He only has one opener.
As VCs move on forward, the Yamatos go off and GG gets called. BattleB will take the series 2-0 with a very strong start. Oh, as he goes for the spirit maneuver.
Big pop-off.
Once again, you know, just it is the correct way to celebrate in Europe. It's you just turn the turn the camo. It does take the series 2-0. Strong start here for Berserker eSports, and to be fair, Berserker eSports, they need a strong start against the rest of Onsyde Gaming's team.
Yeah, so very good stuff, BattleB. Probably doing what's expected of him there, but having a very strong showing why he is one of the better Terrans in Europe. And now we have the real meat of these series. We've got Maru and Solar coming up. And all respect to Crank, Maru and Solar, they're stronger players than he is.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Soul Spirit and Mixu, they've got their work cut out for them.
They do. We're going to see the reverse of what we just saw. Oh god. So best of luck to Spirit, best of luck to Mixu, as Maru and Solo are going to be coming out here to try and support Crank, try and support their coach in a way, or to try and support their young. And we'll see if they can, as Maru versus Soul Spirit's going to be coming up next. And Soul Spirit, he's had some pretty interesting results recently. Like, I don't know, I feel like he's a little bit underrated, but we also haven't I feel like we haven't seen him too much this year in 2023.
Yeah, I can't say that I've seen a lot of him.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Soul Spirit, he had a lot of success earlier on in his career in a way, where he was able to have some relatively deep runs in DreamHack Europe in years past. But outside of that, yeah, he's kind of been a little bit more on the down low. Let me just double check here. I know he made it into the top 32 of DreamHack EU 2022, and I believe he was able to in 2022. So he had a decent run there for himself. I want to say, am I crazy? I want to say he beat Cyril in a ZVZ, or was it Rainer? He beat
rings
one
a
of them.
bell. Yeah, it does ring a bell. I do. The one thing that I can remember of him is having good ZVZ, so I assume he did pull some upset like that.
Yeah. I remember because we casted it.
Oh, yeah.
It was 2022, so a while ago now. But Soul Spirit 2-1 Rainer into the DreamHack group stage. And I remember when we saw that, we lost our mind, and we were lucky because I think we were the like D stream at the time or something for DreamHack EU, and all the other streams just let us have it because it was Soul Spirit versus Rainer. They're like, yeah, nothing crazy is gonna happen there, and then he popped off. It's like, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, pretty wild. That would only be topped by this. Taking out Maru in a ZVT, that would be absolutely insane. I think one thing that we can look forward to, if not an amazing upset, will be Maru absolutely clowning, because he does have a tendency to do that sometimes.
He does. He is not afraid to cheese and to just be hyper aggressive and do things that sometimes don't make sense, and sometimes that can blow up in his face. So that is maybe best case scenario here for Soul Spirit. We will see. As you were saying, more known for his performances in ZVZ more than anything, but I want to believe in his ability here to fight back and make a series out of this as well. I'm just checking some of his most recent results as well. Soul Spirit this year, as Wikipedia is still loading in for us, has had some middling success overall. But again, we haven't seen too much from him. He basically played in the qualifiers for ESL Masters and a couple of events here and there.
My question is, are we going to be seeing Maru 2 racks into 3 Port Banshee?
Oh.
I kind of think we're going to be seeing 3 Port Banshee.
Are you saying that because you've seen him do it before?
Yes. He did it against Solar, and he got just destroyed. It was amazing.
Smurge, not like this. Well, it sounds like Maru is actually unavailable right now, so we're going to be delaying the second match. Maru and Soul Spirit will be played later, and we're going to be moving forward Solar versus Mixu instead.
Yeah, okay, so we are going to be having that start, the ZVZ start off with big nod for mentality for Mixu. Oh. That is interesting. I feel like that's not true.
I was about to say, mate, Mixu, he's like an orbiter of Vindicta, like, of the Terran part, of the Terrans. Like, I think he's adopted their mentality. I don't know if it's that good.
I don't think he's a very strong. He's not like a Zerg balance wine or anything, but
true.
When I want to hear a strong opinion, I would definitely go to Mixu. I feel like he definitely has some. They're very well thought out opinions, but they're strong opinions.
Yeah. Let's go. I mean, regardless, apparently he does have the mentality that he needs here to keep up with Solar. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, we'll see if it's going to be enough here to compete with him though in this best of 2. As a reminder, it's not a best of 3, it's a best of 2, and it's a loser's pick as well. So Mixu, I'm sure, is coming in as a man with a plan. On altitude though, what does he have in store for us?
Yeah, we've casted a few Mixu ZVZs. He does tend to play very standard in this matchup specifically. Against Solar, I would say Solar as well. In most of his matchups, likes to get into the mid game in a very standard way, and then kind of reacts to whatever his opponent is doing, generally with pretty aggressive attacks.
Yeah, I 100% agree. You know, unlike players like Ragnarok or Dark, Solar, he usually isn't hyper aggressive in the early game. It's typically the mid game where he's willing to cut workers or go for some kind of roach timing as well. If he sees an opportunity or if he scouts you being too greedy, Solar will punish you there. Likewise, I think Mixu is relatively similar in that respect. I also, whenever I think of the European Zerg players like Mixu or Young Yakov or Soul Spirits or Iba, Mixu, he just isn't too cheesy, isn't too hyper aggressive, but we'll see how this goes. Sporting in the bottom left-hand corner of Altitude for Onsyde Gaming, it is Solar.
And in the top right-hand corner of the map for Berserker eSports, this is Mixu.
Oh, here we go. Solar going for the classic Korean water move. It's when you take a swig of water but you keep it in your cheeks. So he's doing it right now.
I feel like he just does that anyway, though.
it's yeah, you used to see it a lot in Pro League. I don't know why. I think like Maru would do it as well. Maybe it's a game they play. Like how long can they like
Yeah. What you do with this as well? I used to do this when I was working in hospitality with my coworkers. You like drink the water, but you leave your cheeks filled up. And then you go over to them and you're like, whew.
Wait, you what? What's that?
You like pretend to spit it on them, but you've already swallowed it.
Oh, okay.
It's a good little, it's a haha prank.
Got him.
The best pranks. Actually, I did have another good one. This one was, I used to just kind of do stuff and not think about it until after. So we had these ice balls. So basically the molds for the ice balls, because ice expands, right?
Yeah.
So there's a little hole at the top in the ice ball molds. So you pour the water in through the hole, and then as they freeze, like the ice kind of comes out of the hole so that it doesn't, explode. You still get the ball. So basically my friend was filling up the ice mold, and it's like rubbery, so it's kind of soft. So he's filling it up, and I just came over to it and just grabbed it and squeezed it, and all the water shot out through the holes on the top. It was wet, puppy.
You got him.
It was a lot more water than I thought it was.
Oh.
Just kind of soaked the whole bar.
Oh no.
It was amazing. Good memories.
Good times, puppy. Good times. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
I thought you're gonna have a story. I thought you're gonna have a story of like, of someone like doing the water thing where they fill up their cheeks, and then you squeeze their cheeks.
You just like clap their face.
Oh god.
That would be fun too, but a little bit messy.
Yeah, the other one isn't messy.
Well, it's not spit water, it's normal water.
True. Oh god. As we are getting into the ZVZ, and so far as we were talking about, nothing too crazy in the other game. Hatch gas pool all around, no early pool timings, no early gas timings, no one skipping any kind of Bailey nest or anything like that. So as we would expect, not just because of the players, but also because of the map itself, Altitude, it can be difficult to be overly aggressive in the early game.
Yeah, Mixu vs Solar wouldn't expect anything different. We have perfectly mirrored builds so far. Neither player even going for a particular flood of lings to go for a cancel on the third. They're both just playing this out very standardly.
Yeah, we're just making enough lings here to defend. A couple more lings are coming out, though. We can see Mixu is banking them up in his own main base, and now he's going to be sending them out across the map as well to try and deny that third. But Solar has Banelings on the way, but this will still come down to the control.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to be able to see how Mixu's feeling today, whether he's up to the task with the micro. He is going to be losing one of these Banelings, so very attentive by Solar to send those lings off to the side. And Solar will be just patiently defending this, not going to be rushing into saving the hit points on this hatchery.
Yeah, exactly. He does have two more Banelings behind this as they get knocked off. And oh my god, Mix has to be very careful. Oh god, as he does trade three Banelings for the two of Solar, and he is forced back.
Yeah, not an ideal trade there for Mixu. It was looking pretty good for him there, but yeah, we see a bit of a nod of the head already. He knows he is in quite a bit of trouble right now.
And GG gets caught. He was droning behind it. Sometimes that's how things can go, where one fight goes a little bit too poorly. You don't have any defensive bailings. You don't have any links back at home, and very suddenly the game ends.
I just kept telling my stories.
GG, well played. A really unfortunate turn of events there for Mixu. Again, he just didn't have anything left for the counterattack. Just that fight just went far too poorly than he was really expecting. And yeah, just like that, quick game one.
Yeah, quick game one. Mixu just being caught a little bit off guard there and possibly just taking a risk as well. I think if you're up against a stronger player, that might be the kind of corner that you want to cut. Just little things to catch your opponent off guard, like extra aggression or extra droning. So pretty understandable though.
Yeah, I'm sure maybe Mixu was assuming that if there was a counterattack, it would be hitting his third base, not his natural either, to like cripple him and kill his queens and get even more damage. Like, things just escalated very quickly there, and now we're getting into game number 2, which will be taking place on Dragon Scales.
All right, Dragon Scale is going to be a bit of a smaller map, so more potential for shenanigans here.
Also, Rufio is very, very he's in position.
Yeah, he's sleeping. I don't know how he sleeps like in between my knees, but he manages it.
His body is contorted in quite an interesting way, but you know, it's comfortable. You know, who am I to judge?
Yeah, he's fine. Cats are just good at that. They're fluid.
They are. They're like
semi-liquid.
Water. They're like the water you put in the ice trays.
No, that water's more violent.
Okay. That's in the bottom right hand corner for Onsyde game. It is Solar.
Oh. And in the top left hand corner of the map for Berserker eSports, this is Mixu.
Oh boy, here we go. And we are now on a much smaller map in Dragon Scales, very small compared to Altitude, for example. And with this, we can be a little bit more aggressive here. We can be a little bit more assertive as well. I don't know if I'm really expecting the same kind of opener that we saw on Altitude on Dragon Scales.
Yeah,
but you can tell a story if you want.
But to be honest, I haven't seen Mixu do too many other things, and basically, I don't know what you call that, but the third and then the bane nest.
Yeah.
At the same time that the other guy gets the bane nest.
I
mean, Zerg players, I don't know how you know to get it at the exact same time, but yeah.
Like, is there a word for that? They're playing StarCraft, Poppy. They're just playing StarCraft.
No.
Okay.
No.
What do you want to call it?
I'm gonna call it the monkey standing on 2 legs, pretending to be human, but still a Zerg player at heart.
They're pretending not to be apes, is what you're saying, and the facade crumbles as soon as that third base gets up and running. And that's when the lings come out. That's when the roaches come out. That's when
they start beating their chest. They just can't help it. They got to do something with their hands.
Beat my chest.
Oh.
But yeah, for the time being, everything is as normal as can be. And yeah. It's just good to see Rufio again, because like we haven't seen your cam in a long time. We haven't seen Rufio in a long time either. It's good to know he's still good. Still looking good.
He's vibing. He's hanging out.
Beautiful. Oh, have you ever thought about getting a second cat?
No.
No? Is one enough?
It doesn't really work. I don't think you can really do that with cats once they're adults.
True. Oh, true.
Maybe if you had a very agreeable cat, but Rufus would not do well.
Fair enough.
He has lived with other cats before, actually. I lived in a share house that had 3 other cats. And one of those cats got pregnant, which I don't know how much you know about cats, but you're not really supposed to own a cat that can get pregnant. It's actually illegal. But yeah, my housemate was a little bit hopeless and did that, and his cat got pregnant and had 4 tiny kittens. And Rufus was kind of scared of the kittens and also kind of wanted to hit them. And the mama cat did not like that very much. He mostly kept his distance, but if he got anywhere near the cats, he would just fight them.
Yeah, I have seen that before. But was he okay with the other cats? Just the kittens with the issue?
No, not really.
Okay.
He would mostly stay away from them, but like if he got near
Yeah.
them, he would just kind of like
Yeah.
slowly creep up on them, whack them in the head, and then run away. Which,
Okay,
fair play.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Ah, beautiful. Well, from here, hey, once again, we have some pretty standard. Oh, never mind. Okay, so we already have +1 range on the way from Mixu as well. I believe he didn't skip his Bailey nest, but he is transitioning very quickly out of Ling Bane and already headed towards his Roach Warren as we speak.
Yeah, okay. Both players going to be going for that +1 attack pretty early on here.
Yeah, exactly. We do see Solo just testing the waters across the map. The Bailings are not quite done yet. Solo's going to try and get one of these queens, and can he do so before the Bailings arrive? Up! Oh my god.
Yeah, looks like that queen just going to be going down. Ooh, very sharp play by Solo to split off everything but that one link to finish off the job. That was very tidy.
That was smooth. Oh my god. Solo flexing a little bit here with his control, still being active with his Ling's going to be looking to see what else he can get done. But as we see, the kind of the era of Ling Bane is come and gone. We're not really going to be overly aggressive with them or flooding them across the map. We are attempting to both transition into Roach Ravager. Roach.
Roach drone.
Yeah.
Good composition.
Yeah.
Mixu getting in a pretty nice run by actually. Picks up 3 drones, splits off a couple of those links. Solo just making chaos happen all over the map here, but Mixu is seemingly keeping up right now.
Yeah, for the most part he is, but the Lings are headed towards that third base and towards the natural as well. We did see Solo lose a couple of those drones earlier, but now he's looking to reciprocate that damage as he does focus fire a couple of drones of Mixu.
Yeah, there we go. A couple of drones going to be going down. Mixu getting a few drones across the map of his own, so looks like it's going to be equivalent damage between the two players. Mixu's first Roach is coming out, and looks like we have a pretty even game state. Solo just with slightly more drones, but Mixu has a decent lead on the Roaches as well.
Yeah, the biggest difference is that Mixu did start Roach production earlier and Solo has been droning instead. We can see him continuing to drone actually, so... Oh, actually, that's Mixu catching up at the... But Solo was droning a little bit more earlier on, but now he's focusing on his army production, looking to have enough to deflect this Roach counterattack, as Solo's even slipping into the main base.
Yeah, Solo just being so active with his little groups of Lings, showing what a fast player he is and how precise he is as well. He's going to get the scout on the lair timing. He takes out a queen as well. That's a huge pickoff.
Oh no, and this Bailing's modeling into the third base. They will connect and 5 more drones go down. Not just the third, but also in the natural as well. How the hell did they get there?
I'm not sure. I never saw Bailings over there, but there we go.
Yeah, there we go. They found themselves there anyway, and now Solo is in a really nice economic position. We can just focus on Roach production from here. Solo's already got his lair up and running. We've got +2 on the way. We've got Roach speed as well. Solo, he just has to defend against this big counterattack. And to be fair, Mixu does have a lot of Roaches, but not as many as Solo.
Yeah, Solo has just managed this timing very carefully where that defender's advantage, that extra drone economy kicks in at just the right time, and now he's just strictly ahead.
Yeah, he is pretty far ahead here. I mean, that's kind of the case sometimes in these mirror matchups where because he dealt so much more economic damage, because he was able to drone up at the correct time as well, he's just found himself in a nice lead overall. It's going to be difficult for him to throw that lead away. Of course, a lot of this will come down to the engagement, the positioning, whether one player has a concave and the other doesn't, for example, trying to push into the high ground. But Solo is finding Mixu a little bit out of position.
Yeah, he's going to be able to deny this 4th base over here. Behind this, gets a kill, not a cancel. That was nicely done as well to sync up all the shots. Behind this, he does have Burrow on the way. I wonder if we're going to be seeing tunneling claws as well. Yep, okay, there we go.
Yeah, so Solo's going to be committing to just pure Roach Ravager here. He's not going to be transitioning into something like Hydras, Lurkers, or even Mutas either. Just Roaches is all he needs, and I don't even know if he needs that Burrow right now. He's trying to break on through. He's having a hard time pushing past his choke point, but no, he actually does get down to low ground.
Yeah, really great bios by Mixu for the most part, zoning out those units, but there's just not really enough Ravagers to keep that up. Solo going to be jumping right on top of everything. Oh my god, the BM hatchery.
Oh my
okay.
god.
So BattleB wasn't BMing before, but that was PM.
Oh my god. Is there like some beef? The
Yeah, that
thumbs
was,
down from
oh my
Solar.
God.
Oh my god.
I'm not really sure why he did that.
That was
that
was
game was pretty close
personal.
until then.
Yeah. I mean, so out of context, I wonder if that was to like help out Crank a little bit, just because of how the series went, and maybe there was some trash talk, maybe in the lobby chat about that, maybe. But that was personal. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the actual BM.
Yeah, oh my, Jesus Christ. You know what? I don't blame Solar. I don't blame him at all, because, mate, for his boy to get BC'd in such a manner, like, as a Zerg player, I can
Mixu said, I said GLHF, maybe I went too far. That was like,
oh, not like this.
it's not like he was like even saying it. Like, if we're gonna throw stones here, I mean, Crank stayed in the game where he was giga dead.
He was.
And that game was just super close.
I have to imagine.
Like, it wasn't over until it was actually over.
Yeah, I have to imagine that had to be related to Crank versus BattleB, and not related to Mixu at all.
I don't know. Just punishment for playing CBC.
Maybe he just doesn't like Mixu. I don't know.
Some people are just like that. Some people just get into a mirror match and they're just mad.
It's true. It's just, that's me.
And it's like, look at this clown playing ZVZ against me.
Yeah, shaking my head. Oh, well, GG, well played. I hope you're okay, Mixu. I hope you're okay. Oh, God. Just be careful with your GLHFs, you know? You don't know how your opponent's going to take it. True. Oh.
My goodness.
Oh, my God.
That's spicy.
Well, that was really spicy. Up until that point, there was no indication either that Solar was upset. It was just as soon as the hatchery was on the way, I was like, oh my god, what? Things escalated very quickly.
It was like premeditated as well.
Sure he was. The drone was already across the map.
Well, I hope no one's put Maru in that kind of mood, because I've seen what Maru can do when he feels like one of his teammates has been wronged.
Yeah.
And it's not pretty.
Yeah. Oh boy, we'll see as Maru's getting ready for his next matchup as well. Going to be going up against Soul Spirit. We had to delay this match earlier because one of the players wasn't available. Hopefully they're here. Hopefully we don't get a walkover or anything like that.
Yeah. Because if we do, I mean, Soul Spirit gets the 2-0 and then Berserker beats Onsyde.
Yeah, true. That would be crazy. That would actually be insane. Catching up with the chat.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in what the chat's saying. I still don't think BattleB was BMing. I think if anything, Crank was probably actually BMing, because I mean, he lost his main and his third. He only had a natural. Like, I would take that as BM. I don't know.
I don't think it's about the BM though. I think it's just about, just making Crank look bad. Like.
I guess so. Yeah.
Like a pride thing, maybe. I don't know. That's how I would think about it. But oh boy. Yeah. With that, we're gonna be getting ready here for our next game.
Apparently, Soul Spirit's the one that's missing.
Oh, I see.
It's normal time in France. Unless he's on that Clem sleep schedule. I don't think he's sleeping.
Yeah. Interesting. So that would be crazy, actually. That would be crazy. I don't want to go full conspiracy, but if everyone was aware that Soul Spirit was missing, and if that was the reason why BattleB played the way that he did, that'd be crazy. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, as a Terran player, if I'm playing against a Protoss and I kill their main and their third, and they just have a natural and they stay in the game, I'm probably gonna do that as well.
These Terran players.
I would probably nuke them, actually.
Oh my god. Well, with that, I guess we are maybe still waiting for our next player.
Mhm.
It would be a shame if it was a walkover, regardless of if it's a walkover in favor of Berserker or Onsyde. Like, I think we all would prefer to see games played, and it is a bit of a shame. Hopefully everything's okay. You know, of course, there's maybe a case where Soul Spirit had forgotten, but maybe there's something else going on. Like maybe there's a family emergency. Maybe he's stuck in traffic making his way back home. Maybe there's no internet. I've been there. Suddenly no internet. And it's yeah.
True. I was watching Jade off stream before this, and he was playing an opponent called Light. And Light's internet cut out, and Jade off got the free win. So it was the real Light.
It was me, Fafi. It was me all along. I do know that there's another Australian Light out there. I think he's not Zerg though. I think he's like
Terran player, yeah.
Yeah.
There might be several.
Might be several. Oh my god. It's my fault.
Your sons are finally old enough to play StarCraft.
Oh no, not like this. If only they all did. Starduck.
They're gonna be like, Dad, if you're not gonna pay me child support, you're gonna pay me your MMR. I'm coming for it.
See, like I'd be okay with that though. You know, I'd be happy if Starduck played some StarCraft and tried to snipe me, but he doesn't. He's off playing some goddamn Hearthstone Battlegrounds.
Yeah, if you want to spend some time with him, just boot up some Battlegrounds.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it, Papi. Yeah. But I guess because we're going to be waiting here for a couple more minutes, I think they do have like I want to say a 10 to 15 minute period where we can wait. We're going to be going on a short break. When we return, hopefully we have some StarCraft for you.
All right, cool.
See that?
Do it. Versus DIMAGA, and DIMAGA, he is a very stylistic, interesting player. He loves to play these low drone count road to mid games that just kind of go on forever, and this should be a really interesting matchup against a player like Maru.
Ooh, it really should have. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Ancient Cistern for Onsyde Gaming, it is Maru.
And the bottom left hand corner of the map for Berserker eSports, this is DIMAGA.
Oh boy, and yeah, we are finally getting into this. Again, we apologize for the delay. Again, we were just looking for Soul Spirit, but alas, we could not find him. And thankfully, we still have some StarCraft. Thankfully, we don't get a straight up walkover and we don't miss out on any games. Thankfully, we are able to still play out a series.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to be having pretty standard openers coming out from the players. Maru not going to be going for any proxy Raxes, not going for low ground Raxes to the Reapers, not going for CC first. Nothing crazy so far.
Yeah, exactly. So we were maybe a little bit concerned that Maru was just going to proxy and cheese it up here just because of, you know, how things have been turning out and because he was forced to wait. But no, everything is looking normal for the time being. And I'm really curious to see how DIMAGA plays. As you were saying, we have been seeing a lot of him recently. He's been playing in Sparkling Tuna Cups, in WTL, and in OSC King of the Hill. And yeah, DIMAGA, he just has a very unique style, a very fun style to watch as well, I would say.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of his EVP as well. I don't think I've seen a lot of his EVT.
Yeah, I think we saw him maybe once against Spirit in a ZVT, for example, but not too much, as you were saying. We've been mainly seeing him against Protoss, but similarly against Protoss, he does play out similarly here against Terran, where he does stay on a relatively lower worker count. He does go for a super maxed army instead. And yeah, it can lead into some really interesting scenarios, but we'll see if he can get there because he's literally up against one of the best players in the world, one of the only S-tier players in WTL.
Yeah, that's right, and we'll be waiting to see what Maru's build choice is going to be, whether he's going to be going for a 3CC opener, maybe going for some mech or something crazy like that. So far, he's not throwing down a... Okay, no. I thought he was delaying his factory. That could have been something wild, but no. We'll calm down.
Yeah.
nothing happening yet.
It's so good, Papi. It's so good. He's standing on 2 legs. He's not beating his chest yet.
Maru stands on 3 legs.
Oh, let's go, Papi. He can stand on no legs. as we are getting into this. And yeah, so far nothing too crazy. This is going to be a 3cc opener here from Maru. Is also very economic, very standard stuff as well, kind of defying our expectations a little bit. I think we both assumed that he would be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe he's holding that back and keeping that until game 2.
Yeah, but Maru already putting on a lot of aggression with this Reaper. Oh, and the Reaper's going to slip in unnoticed into the main here. Might be able to pick up a drone. Is there going to be... Ooh. Yeah, he does pick up the drone. That is painful.
Yeah, Drona does go down, and the Reaper is able to escape with its life and get the hell out of there as well.
Okay, it's a 3cc 2-on-1 coming out from Maru. I have never seen him do this build.
Yeah, we've been seeing it rise in popularity, but it's one of those things where we've seen Cure do it. We've seen Cure do it. And Clem, to be fair. But yeah, really cool to see Maru whipping this out as well. Is showing that it is within his repertoire. Of course, I do feel like this puts a little bit more pressure on Maru to deal damage with said drops when they do come out, but mate, if anyone can do it, Maru can.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting for him to play this build. It's not very Maru-esque. I would be expecting maybe for him to go for like a mind drop after this or something like that, but it's looking like he's just going to be doing it the most standard way here, which is a little bit surprising for me, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you know, again, we're seeing another side, an Onsyde of Maru, if you will.
Yeah, I see. It's a bit weak. I don't like it.
What side do you want?
Oh, the lower side.
Oh no.
That's how sides work, right?
I was gonna say the off side of Maru.
Ah.
Oh. There you go.
I like that better.
Yeah, it's one of your football references.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, blow your whistle.
I'm pretty sure that's why it's called Onsyde Gaming. Am I crazy? I thought that was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh god, as we do have our Medivacs on the way here again with this 3cc 2-on-1, it can hit quite powerfully or when those Marines are out, but of course it hits a little bit later and DIMAGA is free to drone up, saturate his sword, and get his 4th up as well.
He's playing standard. Boo.
No, it's normal. It's crazy.
Should have
standing up. Why are you such an animal?
Should have played 2-port BC.
Oh no!
She could probably support 3-port BC off this.
Maybe, mate. Game 2, puppy. Game 2. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. You get what you want.
Yeah, that is what I want. What I really, really want. As for DIMAGA, he's playing very standard opening here so far. Going for that 1-1, going to be going into his lair at a pretty standard time as well. So nothing too crazy. Not seeing roaches or anything like that. It's just a pretty normal Lingbane opener.
You want to be my lover?
I never understood that song. Does he say it? Does she say you gotta get with my friends?
You gotta get with my friends. Yeah.
Did that just like mean something different in the 90s?
I think that's just meant to mean that you need to like, be cool with my friends.
Bros with my friends, yeah.
Yeah. Not, you need to work your way up the totem pole. I don't think that's how it's meant to. I mean, yeah.
Maybe they're just very progressive.
I
can respect that.
Is that progressive? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the people like these days.
Yeah. All right, Asher, you gotta get with my friends.
All right, I understand. Yaku, where you at?
You gotta get with my sons. All of them.
All of them. All right.
Oh god.
Threatening me with a good time there. As we are seeing Maru setting up at the base of this 4th base here. Behind this is a nice little run by coming in his way, but he should be absolutely fine to deal with this with just the reinforcements. He's going to be losing a few SCVs. DIMAGA going to be taking this time to jump on the army of Maru, and Maru caught not looking. So DIMAGA actually getting some very nice connections, and I would say actually in the lead here.
Yeah, he's able to get us around on the Hellions. He gets on some of the tanks as well. Good target firing towards the end as Maru's able to clean up all those Balings, but the tanks do go down alongside the economic damage done across the map. I agree, DIMAGA not looking too bad.
This is filling me with copium because I really recently lost to a Zerg that I shouldn't have lost to on the Ancient Cistern, and now I can see it's just the map. It's not me.
That is Pure copium, Poppy. Pure copium. Oh my god. As we do see another tank going down as well. Maru just being a little bit overly aggressive, trying to force the issue here. Is going to be losing another one of those tanks. DIMAGA holds on. The fourth base is saved. And he's getting into Lingbane Hydra. 2-2 on the way. Hydras are in production.
Yeah, if I know DIMAGA, we are not going to be seeing another drone probably for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, he's throwing out more hatcheries, but they are merely for lava. I'd be surprised if we do get to an 80 worker count. We'll see as
He made some drones.
He is.
He's crazy.
He's lost his mind.
Oh, and Maru's not looking again. Gee, Maru just being a little bit careless this game.
Yeah, I wonder what it is, but once again, does lose a couple of those units out on the map as well, and DIMAGA just has so much momentum going his way. Of course, there's still so much drop potential available here for Maru, so he has to be careful as he's looking to try and deny the drop, but oh my god, once again! Oh.
Yeah, a lot of damage going down on this hatchery, but the Marines will be picked up, will be brought out of there.
Oh, yeah, exactly. As I accidentally paused them, I'm a little bit far ahead, but it's okay. I'll wind it back, Fabio, wind it back. As the rocks are being cleaned up here in the middle of the map as well, we do see Maru trying to get into drilling claws here with a 2-2, but because he's just been losing so many Marines, like, DIMAGA is almost max at this point.
Yeah, DIMAGA has a giant army because he has stopped on just 74 drones. This Lingbane army is absolutely immense, and I think he might be doing it. There are so many SCVs going down. The third base of Maru completely denied from mining, and Maru is forced into an all-in position here, but he really just doesn't have the right army for this, and he just doesn't have that much in general.
Yeah, he doesn't have the numbers to go for an all-in. He's going to be losing that third base, or at least all the workers here as well. The jobs are being deflected. Maru trying to do whatever he can across the map, but alas, it's just not going to be enough. He is targeting quite a number of drones over here on the other side, but I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Yeah, now we have... Oh my goodness. Okay, so Maru is going to be going into overdrive. He is playing serious now, trying to get the damage back wherever he can, but another Bane connection going to be going down. Maru been eating some big Baneling hits throughout this game, and he is really in a tough spot now.
He really is, and how can we come back from this other than, of course, turtling? Of course, he's going to try and drop as best he can, but we do have some anti-air available for DIMAGA now. He does have those Hydras. Queen's going to be rotating between the bases as well. Maru trying his best to go for this multi-prong aggression.
Yeah, the two Marines being dropped off there. Very cute, great move there from Maru. But oh, he loses the medevac full of units. He is going to be denying the base to the south here. And oh, DIMAGA is not happy about that one. He knows that this game is his to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Now DIMAGA is knocked down to only 3 hatcheries. His economy has been hurting. He's knocked down to 64 workers, but that's okay because DIMAGA, he likes the low worker count. He's going to be making nothing but Ling Bane Hydra looking to end the game. He does catch another medevac.
Yeah, just doing a really fantastic job with the movement there. And Maru, as much as he is doing a good job with this harass, there is just not going to be that much at home to defend this third. He does give it up nice and early. He's going to be falling back to his tank line here as well. So he could take a magnificent fight here if DIMAGA is going to fight into this. And DIMAGA does fight into it.
Yeah, he commits to the fight here, trying to break the natural base into a massive choke point. Not the best trades here for DIMAGA, but he may just have too much anyway.
I think he just has enough. He's going to be coming through. Both of the tanks going to be going down. The Hydra's getting on top of the Marines now. SEV's forced to be pulled. Not what you want to be seeing here for Maru, as we do see both players' supply just plummeting.
Yeah, exactly, but Maru is hurting that much more. The Lings are getting on top of the tank as well. The Hydras are rallying forward. The tank will just barely go down, and DIMAGA, it looks like he doesn't have enough to break the natural base, but he has done so much damage already.
Yeah, good little bit of focus fire from Maru, making sure that the tank was hitting the Hydras, not on the Lings, and splashing on his own bio. So we see that attention to detail here. DIMAGA, got to be really careful not to get wasteful here. This is a scary moment. Maru going to be going for this one little window here, and DIMAGA knows that he is in a bit of trouble here. He does not want this game to slip away from him. He was just such a good spot, but Maru just absolutely insane if he can come back from this.
Yeah, I mean, his drop play was insane, right? Like, his focus firing of drones in the natural and the third base, his ability to snipe hatcheries as well. We do see DIMAGA, he scouts, he confirms that the saturation on the third, he doesn't feel too good about his situation right now. He's going to try and hold on to that southern base.
Yeah, Maru's going to be picking up, getting on out of there, and realizes that he has to preserve these units. The upgrade situation as well. Maru does have 3-3 kicking in really soon, and that's going to be very significant when it comes to these fights.
It really is. And now we have another drop towards the left-hand side of the map as well. Maru is going to be looking to pull DIMAGA apart. Thankfully, DIMAGA already has an army ready and waiting for him.
Yeah, but it's just Hydras. I mean, Maru can start kiting this, and he is doing so, especially with 3-3 kicking in pretty soon. We do have Adrenal on the way for DIMAGA as well as that +3 armor, so that's going to be very important, but it's really far behind 3-3.
Yeah, earlier we saw a massive supply disparity in favor of DIMAGA, but now that is kind of slowly slipping away. He still has an advantage, don't get me wrong. We do see some target firing here from Maru, focusing down every single one of these Baileys. Oh my god.
Yeah, incredible trade coming out from Maru. Maru really flexing his power. It's incredible that he has tied up this game, and now he's putting a huge amount of pressure on DIMAGA, and DIMAGA really struggling to get the momentum back on his side.
Yeah, I don't want to bring it back too much, but DIMAGA committing to trying to break the natural base was maybe not the best move. He threw away so much supply trying to make that happen, was unable to. Now mine shots are going to be going off. Now once again, more stutter stepping, and Maru is coming back. He's going to be losing some of these medevacs though.
Yeah, decent trades. Maru does have that concussive as well, so those Hydras need to make sure they get out of there nice and early, which DIMAGA does do a really good job of doing. I think as well, if DIMAGA can find the time, it would be amazing to get that creep spray getting a little bit further out as well. He's going to be continuing to put the pressure on as Maru tries to take his fourth here, and it does feel like Maru is starting to stabilize. Oh, that's actually his main floated over.
His main is floated over. At the same time, a couple of links do slip past the army somehow, some way. A couple of SCs are going to be going down. DIMAGA is doing whatever counter damage he can. +3 carapace is on the way for our Ukrainian Zerg player as well, and he's droning. Oh.
Yeah, wonderful. He's finding some windows to get droning done, and I think that's going to be absolutely vital here because Maru is still on basically a 2-base economy, just an extended 2-base economy. And DIMAGA coming in from a fantastic angle here, catches Maru a little unprepared.
Yeah, exactly. Does focus down those Widow Mines before the baiting shots go off, but no, there's not enough Ling Bane. The Hydras are getting picked off.
Yeah, fantastic concave coming out from Maru here. We'll be chasing down those Hydras, and DIMAGA just getting a little bit overexcited there. I don't think he's throwing the game at this point. It's still in the balance, and the Bailey's going to be getting some good connections once again. Maru really has woken up at this point, though.
Yeah, but I feel like DIMAGA is fighting maybe a little bit prematurely here. He needs reinforcements. He needs to buy some time, needs to consolidate his army, and fighting too soon is going to just allow Maru to just get more momentum, and now he's going to be threatening this hatchery.
Yeah, the hatchery's in trouble. Mine's going to be getting some good connections. The tank is firing on the Hydras now. We have so many medevacs healing all of this 3-3 bio, and I think that might just be a little bit too much here for DIMAGA to handle.
Yeah, exactly. He's going for a Hydra counterattack. He's going to get some of those SCVs. Once again, DIMAGA's rolling on forward. He has enough Flingbane to force back Maru for a little bit, but now that's it. That was the last Bailing.
Yeah, the last Baneling goes down. The Lings are getting some good connections. I think it is important for DIMAGA to continue to make mostly Lings in the army since the Hydras don't have quite the upgrades. They're just going to be hopefully taking out the medevacs, but oh man, this micro from Maru is just too strong.
Yeah, and DIMAGA, he was so close. He was so far ahead. He was in the commanding position. But alas, Maru has a comeback in this game. His trades have been far too efficient. He sims on forward. The Queens are brought to the front lines, but alas, they're falling as well.
Yeah, this is just an absolutely brutal game here for the mental of DIMAGA. He was looking so good. He had it in the back, and just a combination of some incredible play from Maru and maybe a little bit of overcommitment to the attacks from DIMAGA. And Maru's managed to bring it back, and now looking poised to almost win the game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my shots are going to be going off. They don't quite connect with the Banelings, unfortunately, but the target firing is good enough. We're fighting off of creep as well. The Queens, there's no way for them to get back on, and DIMAGA is just losing too much.
Yeah, the reinforcements are flooding on in. Every single Baneling goes down. Maru has the concave. He has the concussive shells. He will be chasing down these Hydras, and there is just nothing left for DIMAGA. He's desperately trying to make some Banes here on that front line. Even trying to drag in that mine, but it just doesn't go off. Even an unburrow from Maru, wow.
Oh, yeah, just making sure there is no friendly fire. GG gets called, and Maru will take game number 1, but just barely.
Yeah, that was absolutely brutal, and we even saw a little smile out of Maru, which is a huge reaction for him.
The emotions are overwhelming, Papi. Oh my god. That was crazy. But GG, well played tomorrow. DIMAGA came so damn close. There was a moment where he was up like 50, 60 supply compared to Maru. He had so much momentum. He had the map control. He was taking down the third base, denying the fourth as well. But we saw him just try to force the issue at the natural into that choke point, if you recall, into, I want to say 3 tanks, and it was a meat grinder.
Yeah, his Lingbane got really bunched up, and I mean, props to him for getting himself into that position, because despite taking a horrible fight there, he almost won the game on the spot.
He really did. It was almost enough, despite the bad trade, and with that, we're going to have to go for game number 2. Now, DIMAGA, what I will say about him is that he is a veteran in the esports scene in StarCraft 2. His mental should be perfectly fine, mate. He should be standing strong here, and I want to believe that game doesn't get to him. I want to believe that he's going to be looking to reprise himself here in game number 2. But Maru, not quite as in form as we expected. We saw a couple of moments where he was slipping up a little bit in his drop play, in his control.
Yeah, I feel like he just wasn't quite switched on at the start of that game. I will say, if DIMAGA comes back from this and wins game 2, he deserves a 10 in mental.
True.
Because that's got to be it. It's one of the most soul-crushing feelings in StarCraft when you have a game completely won against someone who's a stronger player than you, and they manage to pull it back, where you're just like, man, like if that's what happens when I'm ahead, I have no chance if we're even, but hopefully DIMAGA's got a stronger mental than that.
I hope so, as well. As we have in the bottom right-hand corner for Onsyde Gaming, Maru.
And the top left-hand corner for Berserker eSports, this is DIMAGA.
Oh boy, here we go. We're getting into our second game. We're shaking off what did go down, and Maru is pulling a bit of a Bjorn.
Yeah, okay, so Maru has been doing this from time to time as well, going for this low ground. Low ground. He does tend to play it, I wouldn't say different to Bjorn, because Bjorn does do the more macro styles of this, but I think Bjorn has a tendency to be a little bit more aggressive more often. Whereas Maru doesn't go for like the 4x version of this as often.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that more frequently does Bjorn go into a 3x follow-up or even a 4x all-in as well, or follow-up, I should say. Yeah. And every now and then he does just go for 3 Reapers and just transition, which I imagine is what Maru's going to be going for. We'll see. We'll see how upset he is after game 1.
Yeah, I think for Maru, he does like to go for those more 2-1-1 setups, often with Cloak Banshees, or we have seen Bjorn playing around with 1 Raven into a double drop, which is really interesting. There's just so many options with this build, and it's one of the strengths of this build.
Yeah, exactly, and it's kind of been creeping up here. Like Bjorn and Maru obviously have been doing this using this to great effect very often in their games. But I've been seeing some other players try this out as well. I feel like other people are looking over and now attempting to experiment with it.
Yeah, okay, definitely. As it is just going to be that 3 Reaper opening coming out. So from here we're seeing, okay, yep. So extra CC goes down.
Yeah, so there's going to be the more macro variation of this 2-rax opener. With these 3 Reapers, you have map control. You can be a little bit more aggressive, delay the third base, look to flex your micro and flex your control, something that both Bjorn and Maru can, of course, do.
Yeah, we've seen Bjorn put on some pretty absurd performances with these early Reapers, and oh yeah, first drone going down. DIMAGA just maybe a little bit lazy with the reaction though.
Yeah, exactly. Did slip up a little bit, does lose a drone, and now the Reapers are consolidating. They are joining forces here. With the power of three Reapers, we can go in once again. We can't even go toe-to-toe with the Queen, so DIMAGA does have to be very careful.
Yeah, we are going to start to put a little bit of damage on the Queens. I think he'll look for drones if he can find them. Actually going after the Lings, so Maru going to be trying to snowball this a little bit more, playing this very aggressively. Takes out 1 more drone, so already 2 drones and a handful of Lings. This is some great damage.
Yeah, a lot of damage being done already here by Maru. Of course, Link speed still a ways away. We have our add-on transition back at home as Maru is going into 3CC.
Yeah, okay, so we do have that 2-on-1 setup. From this, yeah, okay, we do have the star pot going down. Yeah, I wonder what we're going to be seeing. There's still a lot of different things that Maru can do from here.
Yeah, we'll see what gets produced out of that starport, what kind of add-ons we see on it, as well as the Reapers are still sharking around, still looking for damage. In a couple of seconds, Link Speed is about to finish up, and now the effectiveness of these Reapers is nowhere near as powerful as it once was. DIMAGA should be able to keep up and shut them down.
Yeah, okay, it looks like it is going to be the Banshee variation coming out from Maru. He does like this a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So we do get a surround and 2 Reapers do go down. Only one will escape, but at least Maru was able to keep tabs on the bases, make sure no early gases were taken or early lair or anything crazy like that. So yeah, DIMAGA gets that map control. As you're saying, Maru though has something else in store for him.
Yeah, okay, so at the front of the base going to be showing what looks like a 2-on-1 and going for Banshees instead. So hoping to catch DIMAGA basically doing the right thing by skipping spores.
Yeah, like the last thing you expect to see is Banshees after a 2-1-1 opener, and this could do a lot of damage. Thankfully, DIMAGA is going for a lair, so we should be seeing Overseer and mobile detection. But despite having the detection, are we going to have the actual DPS, the ability to keep our mineral line safe and sound against said Banshees?
Yeah, Maru going to be going for a little move out. I think this is just designed to show the Marines to any spotterlings or any overlords or anything like that, just to... Oh, shit. What the fuck was that? Sorry, I'll be right back.
Yeah, all good, all good. As we do have Maru just posturing, as we were saying, just going to be revealing these lings here to his opponents, to DIMAGA, just making sure that DIMAGA gets ready for the 2-on-1 when there is anything but going to be moving out across the map. There are no medevacs here, no reactor on that starport. The first Banshee does reveal itself across the map a little bit prematurely, though, because Cloak is not yet done, and now DIMAGA is able to respond with those spores. Oh, the Banshee barely does survive and has a couple of seconds here to pick off some of these drones before the spore does finish. 3 drones go down and the spores are now done. So unfortunately, again, a little bit premature here by Maru, who could have done maybe a little bit more damage, but regardless, the Banshees are out and hey, they've been able to stay alive, so we can still find some more value regardless. Couple of these tumors are going to be going down. The Marine count is getting higher and higher. It looks like we are now starting that medevac production. So without those medevacs, we can't really be too active. Mark can't really move out with his Marines anytime soon, but he is content to, again, just instead be active with his Banshees, keep the Marines back at home, and get his third base up and running instead. And it just kind of shows the flexibility and versatility of this 2-rack opener that we've been seeing pop up from Bjorn and from Maru. It can be kind of difficult to read and kind of difficult to keep up with, but again, at least DIMAGA was able to, you know, minimize his losses and wasn't losing too much in the end, as DIMAGA's making him quite a massive Ling Bane army. The Banshees head out, and they're going to be at least clearing up some more of this creep. Oh, is everything okay, Pappy?
Oh, it's an earthquake.
Oh, wait, what? Oh my god.
Yeah, that was weird. I thought there might have been like, I live in a really old building, so I thought something might have been like falling apart.
Was it like, is there an upstairs? I think you're on the top floor, right?
Yeah, I'm on the first floor.
Okay. So there's no like upstairs neighbor like falling down or something.
Oh no, I thought someone was like, I thought someone might have like crashed into a wall or something.
Okay. Thankfully everything's okay, as we do have finally the 2 medics coming out. The drop has arrived, and oh my god, the hatchery almost gets focused down.
Yeah, a lot of damage going on the hatchery. We do have these Banshees continuing to be preserved by Maru as well, so it's putting on a good amount of pressure here.
Yeah, exactly. The Banshees haven't done too much for themselves to catch up. They were able to get 3 drone kills, and only 3 as the spores were able to get up and running behind that. And now things will settle down. Maru just vying for map control, just looking to clear up as much creep as possible. Behind this, DIMAGA is looking to get his 4th base operational and look to get into that Lingbane Hydra army once again.
Oh yeah, Maru just kind of wedging himself between this Lingbane, but does manage to get that full pickup.
Yeah, doesn't lose any of those Marines there. So very nice micro out of Maru as he continues to be active and continues to clean up so much of this creep in the middle of the map. DIMAGA having a hard time really getting too much map presence at all, as the Banshees were able to survive that early game.
Yeah, okay, and all the tanks are going to be, it looks like almost going to be taken out. Fantastic splits coming out from Maru, so he will be taking the best trades that he can.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the tanks will go down. Decent connections on those Marines. With the death of those tanks, Maru does have to respect that. He is going to be backing off, but only backing off with his main army. He's going to be going for some drop play instead. And again, very little vision out here in the middle of the map for DIMAGA.
Yeah, and there we go. We do have that choo-choo on the way. Has DIMAGA got his upgrades going?
He's got 1-1. I can tell you that much. As we do see the double drop slipping into the main base, unscattered by DIMAGA, but he is rotating his army over to deal with that. There we go. The Marines, sorry, the Lings do get here in time. DIMAGA trying to get that center base, but the Banshees are going to be chipping away at it.
Yeah, one Banshee does go down, but Maru just doing his best to keep the other one alive. Continue to be annoying with that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It does turn back with it, and it does meet up with the main army as Maru's looking to push in towards that center base in towards the 5th. There's a little bit of Lingbane waiting for him, but no, they will be targeted down.
Yeah, okay, and we do see a little bit of pressure coming out on this front base here. Oh, and I'm not sure if DIMAGA has enough to defend this. It will be sacked.
Yeah, the 5th base goes down, and again, there's just so little creep here, so DIMAGA cannot engage with that army. He's going to be going for a massive counterattack. Instead, we see Ducklings onto that left-hand side of the map, instead going to try and deny the 4th base of Maru. But do we have enough to defend back at home? Because Maru has split off his army. He's going for another hatchery.
Yeah, second hatchery going to be cancelled. Nice run by coming out from DIMAGA. Beautifully timed. He's going to be taking down 13 SCVs.
Yeah, almost a mineral line going down, but meanwhile, no, another hatchery falls. The 4th base was weakened earlier from the initial 2-on-1 drop, and it does get cleaned up.
Yeah, Maru just relentless with this pressure. We saw him come back with it in that first game, and he is looking to dominate with it in the second game.
He really is, as we do have the army turning back around to deal with this drop, but by this point, DIMAGA, he's already lost his hatcheries, and we see a massive wave of reinforcements hitting that 5th base once again. DIMAGA, he just can't take a 4th.
Yeah, looks like that base is going to be pushed away, and Maru has trapped him down on 3 bases here. DIMAGA pretty much having to take a fight, but oh no, bleeds off a lot of Lings, just a little bit distracted by the multi-pronged pressure of Maru. Maru going to be going for a massive doom drop into the main. This is going to be the kill move.
Yeah, exactly. Just picks everything up, goes into the main base. There are Lings waiting for him, but these are 1-1 Lings against a 2-2 bio army. The tanks, they do siege up, and I don't know how DIMAGA can really push into this. At the same time, another triple drop on the right-hand side, denying another base, or at least attempting to. Oh my god.
No. Maru!
Oh my god, the mules, the mana mules get thrown down. DIMAGA turns off his camera, and...
Dude.
Oh my god. Another!
Maru.
Oh,
What the fuck?
he's an animal, mate. I'm telling you.
Wow, props to DIMAGA for GGing. Respect that.
GG from DIMAGA as he does tap out. Oh my god. I think the problem with the mana mule is that mate, game 1 was so close, right? Like game 1 was so close,
Yeah,
and
it's so mean after that. That was such a heartbreaking game 1, and DIMAGA's such a nice guy. Why would you do that?
he is a nice guy.
It's not his fault.
Yeah, you know, Onsyde Gaming, they are a family in a way, and they take things personally. And hey, if you mess with Crank, you mess with everyone, Papi. Oh my god.
I feel like they're probably going to get fined for that because, I mean, BattleB didn't do anything strictly wrong, and those guys kind of did.
Oh god, Onsyde with some fire, with some spiciness here in today's match. Also maybe just not happy with the fact that if you remember, Maru did have to wait an extra 15 minutes for his match. They had to wait for a soul spirit and all that stuff. But again, as you were saying, that isn't on DIMAGA, right? Like that isn't his fault at all. Shout out to DIMAGA for being available to step in and sub in as well for his teammate.
Yeah, 100%. So thank you, DIMAGA, for subbing in, for being a good sport, and for GG.
Yeah, for sure. Lesson 3 to DIMAGA. Much love. I wish him the best again. Really strong game number 1, and I hope to see more of DIMAGA in the future. We are always happy to see him in our online events whenever we can. As we're going to be going on a short break, when we return, we have our second matchup of the night, Shopify Rebellion versus Dragon Kaisi Gaming.
Alrighty, see you soon for that one.